Good morning, everybody. So I haven't posted a video in a while. Sorry. I've actually didn't do a cooking video because I was eating leftovers. Um, but I wanted to just come on here and do a video, and I decided to do something really different. For those of you that don't know, I drive a school bus for Hamilton, New Jersey, which is why I have this on. This is one of my, um, I guess you'd call it like a hoodie with no hood. It's like a sweatshirt that I wear because it's this lovely yellow color, which makes everybody look so great. But anyway, I'm a bus driver, so I thought, why don't we do a session of Ask a Bus Driver? Because nobody's ever actually asked me these questions, but I sit on the bus and I look in the rearview mirror, my side mirrors, and I can see people cursing at me in their cars because they're tired of sitting behind a bus. And I just thought maybe if you understood why we're doing what we're doing, it would alleviate some of that tension. So let's get right to it. We'll just right off the bat. Please don't pass school buses. That is why we have a sign that says stop that comes out of the side of the bus. That's why the bus is yellow. That's why the bus has red lights and yellow lights that blink while we're stopped picking up children. That includes people that are facing the bus, not just people behind the bus. Even though people behind the bus, seriously, I've had people try to pass me on the right-hand side on the shoulder, and that's where I'm picking up kids. And I know some of you are probably going, wow, it's like, who would do that? You'd be shocked. It's not always who you'd think. I've had like little old ladies. I've had guys in like trucks from like, the city, the county, like do this kind of stuff. Okay, please don't do that. Even if I'm near, say, a street where you're trying to turn on, I still could have a kid getting on at that street. So you going onto the street, you're still kind of passing me, even though you're not going past, straight. All right, number two. If you see the bus stopped, but I don't have the sign out, or I've just had the sign out and you see the sign come down, but the bus still isn't moving, there's a reason for that. Especially when we have little kids. If you just saw us pick up a bunch of little kids, the little kids, first of all the kids have to wear seatbelts, but with the older kids, you got to fight your own battles. You got to pick your battles, and seatbelts is one of them. Like you can tell them to put their seatbelts on. My bus aide can walk down the aisle and make sure they have their seatbelts on. As soon as she turns around and goes back up the aisle, the older kids, high school, junior high, they take the seatbelt off. So you try your best, but you're not going to succeed. But the buck stops at the elementary school kids. The littler kids, especially the really small ones, pre-K, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, they have to have their seatbelt on. And sometimes, as you can imagine, little hands have trouble connecting the seatbelts. Now, seatbelts on school buses are color coded. So you have a black one, a tan one, and kind of a burgundy one. And the belt matches the clasp, right? But even with little kids, sometimes, they put the tan one with the burgundy one or the tan one with the black one, whatever, something like that. So sometimes you have to untangle them. You have to tighten them up for them. We have a lot of kids that for some reason try and leave their backpack on. We have to tell them to take their backpack off or help them take their backpack off and then buckle up their seatbelts. That is why we're standing still, even though we picked up the kids and the sign is now down. So just give us a minute, because honestly, I don't think I've ever sat for longer than the most has been a minute. And I know it feels like forever, but it is really just 60 seconds. So give us a break, please. If you see someone walking around on a bus wearing a yellow like this, it's most likely a bus aide. So that's a good clue to why the bus isn't moving. It may be that she has to get up. Sometimes we have to discipline kids. Even the little kids. I've had little kids go fisticuffs over just completely ridiculous things, and sometimes she's got to, we just picked up some kids, but we're sitting there for a minute because she's got to move two kids because these two boys are, hitting each other or something like that. So that's another reason we might not be moving. Might be a discipline issue. Maybe the bus aide is helping a kid with their seatbelt, something like that. So if you see someone in yellow like this moving around, it means that the bus aide is up and she's doing something. Another thing that I know that I actually never really understood before I was a bus driver was why the buses stop so frequently. It seems like they stop in front of a house and then they drive 2 feet and they stop in front of another house. Okay. When I was a kid, we all just went to a corner, but we all know we don't live in a time like that anymore. It's changed. It's much more dangerous for children in general, whether it's traffic incidences or pedophiles. I mean, these are legitimately concerns now for parents. When we have children who are in pre-K or in kindergarten, they have to be dropped off directly in front of their residence. They have to be met by a parent or a guardian. It can be, in some cases, an older sibling, as long as the older sibling is, in high school, not their brother in first grade. So that is why we stop so much. You will also notice that with high school and middle school especially, you will see us picking up on a corner, whereas with junior high or with elementary school, we are going house to house. So that's why there's so many frequent stops, if you're ever curious about that. And I know it's annoying. I've been stuck behind school buses, and I drive one, and I still get a little when you're late for something or whatever. But here's what I want to leave you guys with. These are our kids. These are little kids. They have little feet. They have little legs. It's hard for them to get up the bus sometimes. It's hard for them to get off those big steps sometimes. They have to hold the handle, and those steps are very steep when you're tiny. And, they're little kids. They need help with seatbelts. Sometimes they need a little help with getting their backpack off so that they can put their seatbelt on. And the same in the afternoon. They need help getting the seatbelt off. You're helping them put their backpack on. You're guiding them down the steps. I'm lucky enough to have a bus aide, but when I don't have her on the bus, when she's out sick or something, I have to kind of monitor all this. So please give us a break. And I know with the older kids, it also can seem like they're a problem. If you ever see a school bus pulled over on the side of the road, I personally have to call in when I'm pulling over. A lot of times I'm pulling over because I'm reprimanding older kids, telling them to sit down, telling them to stop throwing paper airplanes. I mean, today I literally had to write up 5 high school boys in the back of my bus for throwing paper airplanes yesterday afternoon because it's so distracting while I'm driving. I'm afraid I'm going to have an accident. So I had to write them up today. But this is the kind of situation where I would actually pull over to the side of the road and put on my hazards. Another thing you might see from time to time to keep an eye out for is if when you see a school bus and they have their hazards on, and then you see a car or two in front of them or right in front of them, another school bus, they are putting their hazards on to let you know that the school bus in front of them is dropping off children and that they are at a complete stop. We're trying to prevent people from having accidents. So those are the basics. So please keep in mind that we're trying to keep your kids safe. Our main goal above everything else is to keep these children safe between the time they leave the house and get to school and from when we pick them up in the afternoon and they get home. That is our main job. We try not to hold up traffic, but sometimes it just can't be helped, especially with the little ones. So please give us a break. Give these little kids a break. And just chill out a little bit. And please stop cursing at the bus drivers and giving us the finger because we're stopped at a stop. All right, guys, that's my video for today. I don't know what else I'm going to do this week. I do know today I did a really good baby deal at ShopRite. So if you go to my Facebook page, you'll see a deal at ShopRite, a Catalina deal with baby products, the Johnson baby products using the Johnson coupons that came out this weekend. So give that a look if you're interested. And other than that, I will see you in the next video and have a great day. By the way, 60 degrees today, or 63, I think, today in New Jersey, which is great in some ways and really scary that in March in New Jersey, it's 63 degrees. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for stopping by. Please like, please ring the bell, please comment. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.